Yo, what is good, my anime people? What is good, yo? If you can't tell, your boy is smiling from ear to ear, knowing that I'm sticking to my roots, and we gotta talk about Rimuru and this little bit of a adventure we go on this week. But with that being said, everything else that just popped up, I will definitely try to get to it sooner than later. We're in a position now where Rimuru kind of showed up, and this is not going to be a continuous thing where this is just an episode that's we've been waiting for quite some time. So don't expect this to show up in every single Wednesday lineup with all these other shows because I have ReZero, basketball, and I actually like the way that this dance show is looking. Deca Dance or something along those lines. So I got a lot of work to do on Wednesdays yet again, just like last time when all the shows came out. But your boy's used to it. Let's get it. Um, Everything we've seen with this week's episode of Slime just goes to reassure me that we should get something cool popping off with the kids, or maybe not because they're doing it here. Um, Not only did they just take on some thieves that clearly are capable of taking out probably every other uh, kid in this whole expedition, maybe not. I mean, depending on what you think about the beasts that ran into Team A with Rimuru beforehand, um, since they lost focus of their surroundings and they're doing spells with chanting and stuff, I think that's why I automatically in my brain said that there's no way these kids would have beat the thieves. Hearing the enchantments or knowing that they're doing it, and only having so many people who are capable of close range combat, not enough to hold off all these thieves at once, would have been quite overwhelming for them, and I think Rimuru would have just happened to step in very quickly. But thanks to Class S, and it's funny that there's such, like, being an S class and then being an A class, you would think that they deserve a lot more respect. But this whole testing aspect is more or less how do you work together? How do you, protect your escort and different stuff along those lines? It's not just your normal combat or magic prowess. This is more or less just wanting to know about what is it that you can do when you're in this mission and you all have to work together and be more intelligent than just going about doing whatever you think is okay. So I love little things like that to see where they're going to go at the end of the day or how well it's going to play out. So to get to see that the kids absolutely destroy it so far is beyond awesome. But to think that Rimuru could be like a whole day away and they're about to fight this butler who even these thieves hanging out with him sense no like crazy malice like they are right now because he's been exposed and called out for who he is. So these are the types of stuff that really make you believe everything is about to just pop off, and not just pop off, but them actually getting a run for their money somewhat, right? uh, I really don't see them just uh, brushing off every single attack this guy might throw at them. So I am kind of worried about that aspect and where they're going to go with the Class S students. Who out of them is the strongest would be the girl who made like she made the ground all like squishy and it was pretty much just quicksand, right? Um, I believe she is the strongest one thanks to the circumstance that happened at the end of the actual canon stuff, or not. I shouldn't say it like that. Everything should be practically canon in this, besides just the fact of like when it actually takes place within the main story, like him having the time to go out and do this stuff. uh, where where does it then pick up from, or where did it then, be placed within the story's continuity? Um, but yeah, with everything, I mean, we could say it's not. You could say it's not canon if it doesn't come with the source material, but also the authors themselves can canonize it by just saying, yeah, these are good spots for where they could have happened, and it did happen. It's pretty much all it takes. But with them fighting and having these spirits in them, they were capable of telling exactly what the butler actually was, instead of being fooled and taken in by, you know, like the teacher anyway. The teacher was just like, oh, there you are. And even though the thief, the group of people that just tried to take out kids and kill them, were the same people that said, "Oh yeah, go fetch him." Like they're like, "Where is he? He should be around here somewhere." Like they're on friendly terms with him. She still calls out to the butler like nothing's wrong, nothing could ever be against them. So now that we're getting this whole thing, I feel like there's got to be something going on with Rimru's character, or he's just gonna show up and not even be surprised, just laughing like, ha 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 ha, already completed the whole dungeon, I see. I just love the way he's so confident in them for all the right reasons, but at the same time, they are kids, man. Like any any human in the world can make mistakes, but some of the people that make the most mistakes without the knowledge is kids. Kids usually make the most mistakes. So for him to just believe honestly that they're gonna be completely fine, they're gonna nail it, they're gonna push through and beat everybody at the expectations he has, it's just an amazing feeling, or an amazing moments too as well, to watch him put so much care and thought into his students just being absolutely flawless pretty much. So I love it. Like I said, Rimuru got to see what Class A was all about, and he got to also give them some helpful tips. But will they take it all in? Maybe. But once they see Class S probably defeating everything, it might take it a little bit more serious, right? Like, oh, we didn't even get close. Like, they were here a day before us, and they completed the thing that we were all supposed to go in and do. Yeah, something about this. Even the teacher notices that something crazy has happened with these students and their actual teacher, their actual senpai, that puts all of the other teachers to shame. And not only put them to shame, but these kids were capable of attacking and defeating most of the teachers that were trying to teach them properly, without even having much control over their powers. So, I mean, not. I don't think they were fully out of control. I just think they were bad kids ever since they lost their real teacher with a mask that they really loved, and she's a part of Rimuru now. I feel like that was a really big deciding point of them being the way that they kind of are. But at the same time, they seem to have made a ridiculously great turnaround from being those types of kids and using their powers on people that don't really deserve it. So I'm really interested if they actually have like big roles to play throughout the whole story, or um, if only one of them is going to have a big role because of the thing that was inhabiting one of the students' bodies at the end of the season. So we'll see how important they become or not important. Whatever the case, this show has been delayed and I have been waiting for so long, man. So to finally be able to get to see it and know that it's on the Haranda, we are not that far away. So thank you guys so much for putting up with me. There's still one more episode of this OVA that I think is coming out and before the grand return. So let's enjoy it while we can. Thank you so much for the support, everybody. I've definitely got to do a lot more videos, but ReZero Season 2 is out. Gotta talk about that and multiple things. So, that being said, take care and peace.